In the welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black with white, official weight 146 1/2 pounds. His professional record, an excellent one. 21 victories, including 12 knockouts, only 3 defeats. From the windy city of Chicago, Illinois, David Estrada. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing blue with white, official weight 146 pounds. A perfect professional record consisting of 19 bouts, 19 victories, including 16 knockouts. Fighting out of Winter Haven, Florida, the undefeated welterweight, Berto.
Seconds out, fellas. Let's go. Let's go. Rick. Seconds out.
Okay, Berto, David. We're scheduled to box 12 rounds for the NABF Welterweight Championship. I've gone over the rules in the dressing room. I expect you to obey my commands at all times. Most of all, protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves, good luck.
Estrada's trainer says his problem is he has too much of a fighter's instinct. He can't control himself at times. While Berto's trainer says his worst problem is his power, because he tries to use it too much. Sounds like a collision to me.
Well, on at least one of the two fighters, Estrada was saying that he wants it to be a collision. He's been bothered in the past by slicker boxers, Ishe Smith in a 10-round decision. Shane Mosley, who he said bothered him with his footwork, simply moved too well.
Berto's starting out real good with his jab. He wants to make that notice straight away.
Berto in his last fight was knocked down by Cosme Rivera in the 8th round, tasting a perfect uppercut flush on the chin. It's a rite of passage for young SARS on the way up to go to the canvas for the first time. Oscar De La Hoya can tell you about it 2 or 3 times early in his career. Felix Trinidad was knocked down 6 times in early rounds by guys whom he eventually would get up to knock out. It's a piece of experience about which Berto smiled and said, okay, now I know what that's like. We'll see what happens next. Good little left hook inside by Estrada. He tries to follow it up. Berto
that's
has
to shake him, shake Berto, Jim.
Berto has good hand speed and patience, I think, Lennox. In the fights I've seen, he doesn't rush himself. Seems to be pretty good at waiting for his moments.
And that's important. To show good poise and patience is important. Figuring your guy out, starting off with the jab like he's doing, you know, that's only good for him.
Let him go, Berto.
Recognizing that Estrada is solid and strong, Berto sparred with some middleweights. And there's another good left hook inside by David Estrada. Berto sparred with middleweights and said, I think they were harder punchers than Estrada. So far, he's handled both of Estrada's 2 pretty good flush left hooks. Berto landed an uppercut in that last exchange.
And if you look at Estrada, he's trying to put Berto back on the ropes, trying to force him back and impose his will on him. But Berto's not standing for that. He's answering with his punches.
It's at least as much a fight as a boxing match so far. Now Berto begins to work behind the jab, which is what he said he would want to do. That he wanted to use his jab more, show more poise, try to make it easier for himself in there than has been the case sometimes.
And you know, this is an improvement on his jab that I've seen in this fight than in past fights.
Estrada's made his point to a certain degree as Berto backs up into the ropes. Now Berto motions him in as if to say, come on, give me a chance to counter you. Good uppercut. momentarily centers the action back in Berto's favor, and he grins as he goes to his corner.
Relax. Listen to me. Can I get down? Yeah, you're good. Listen to me. One thing I need. One thing I need for you. You have to make sure that when you're in the clinch, your hands are tight, all right? Because he's trying to punch inside the mix, okay?
Keep your fucking hands up after you punch, baby. Come on.
Feet. Make sure you keep your position too. Touch this guy and move him a little bit. Touch him and move him a little bit more. Let's get a little more work in there, all right?
Okay.
Touch him and move.
Look beautiful, David. That was a good run, baby. All right. As soon as he touches you, answer him back. All right. Fast speed. Don't have to put that much pressure on that jab. Everybody, so let's just work with speed. Good job, man. Let's go.
CompuBox numbers in round one. Berto, 14 out of 46. Estrada, 17 out of 59. Harold Letterman gave the first round to Estrada rather than to Berto. Andre threw 35 jabs, at least making good on his promise. He tried to work more behind the jab. He only landed 7 of them. Now Berto comes out with a flurry to begin the second round. You heard the man in his corner saying, keep your hands together when he's inside. Berto working with serious purpose to try to shift the momentum a little bit here in the first minute of round 2. Estrada backed up there for the first time in the fight. Now comes forward again and lashes Berto with a body shot. And surely it's clear to Berto now, if not before coming into the ring, that he's working against a higher level of professionalism than he's seen in his previous fights.
And that he has been inspired by that to use his jab more. He knows he can't just win by winging punches and brawling.
Good left hook off the jab there by Andre Berto.
And as you can see, Berto is very effective with the jab right now. And Estrada doesn't know what to do. What Estrada's trying to do, he's trying to get him in, trying to put Berto against the ropes. But Berto's got some good foot movement right now. And he's staying away from him. So this is a position where he doesn't want to be. He doesn't want to be against the ropes because that's where Estrada wants him. He wants him against the ropes so he can throw his combinations where he feels comfortable.
Berto more effective momentarily here in the center of the ring. Estrada bodies him off and manages to push him into the ropes one more time. Berto with a little smile on his face as if to say, hey, this is good work. This is pushing me to the limit a little bit. Hard right hand upstairs by David Estrada. Tries to follow it up. Berto ducks the second right hand. Just missed with an uppercut that was designed to throw Estrada into the lights. Good left hook to the body by David Estrada, who's giving as good as he gets again midway through round 2. Good left hook to the body there by Berto, but Andre's a little flat-footed and has dropped his hands now, giving Estrada some chances upstairs.
In the fights that Berto has been given to develop him, he's never been confronted with someone who appears to be as strong as he is.
November 18 kicks off the 4-week series Mayweather-Hatton 24/7. It's our total access reality series following both fighters closely as they prepare for their December showdown. And Saturday, December 8th, HBO pay-per-view. The live fight, Floyd Mayweather, unbeaten, against Ricky Hatton, unbeaten, for Floyd's welterweight title.
You should be able to move this guy all night long, okay? This guy's touching you when you're standing still, okay? Don't stand still. All right, touch him in little movements. Circle this guy, little angles. This guy, you're way too fast for this guy. Only time he gets you...
You understand me? All right. That was his round, baby. Can't let this happen too often. Get up. All right, baby, let's go.
Let's go. Seconds out. Get the towel. Get the towel.
CompuBox numbers for the first 2 rounds are extremely close. Berto has landed 39 punches. Estrada has landed 38 punches. That round was 25 of 68 for Berto and 21 of 65 for Estrada. Larry mentioned the determination of Berto to try to keep working more behind his jab. 18 of 45 jabs in the second round.
Berto trying to show that he can think his way out of problems rather than just fight his way. Fighter has to be able to do both.
Berto's doing a good job by keeping that right hand up because Estrada's throwing that left hook like he means business.
Oh, Estrada's determination is fierce and visible. He's here to pressure Berto all the way. They've fought at a blistering pace so far. It'll be interesting to see if we get to round 6 or 7, which, if either, can keep this up.
Berto's elected to stand in and fight with Estrada. I don't know if that's the right move, but he's doing a good job. At the moment, he's not getting hit.
They're both making contact, and a lot of it is solid contact flush on the jaw. And Estrada seems to make his point there as Berto again backs up into the ropes. But you heard Andre's trainer, Tony Morgan, telling him, you've got much better foot movement, you've got much more skill, use it.
But sometimes a pressure fighter like Estrada makes you fight him.
Good left hook upstairs by Berto. Momentarily stuns Estrada and backs him up.
I don't like the fact that Berto's drawing a combination and then laying in there. He needs to put his hands up or even get out. Doesn't need to get in there and wait for the answer from Estrada.
Because the answer is coming. Estrada is attempting to answer every hard blow with a shot of his own.
When you've been stronger than every opponent you've faced, you're trying to prove once again that you're the stronger, tougher guy.
For the welterweight division, this is man-sized stuff. This is the kind of a fight Miguel Cotto could appreciate. Brutal, hard punishment to both the head and body inside.
See, this is what I'm talking about when it comes to Berto. He's throwing the combination, he's laying in there. It doesn't need to be. He's got enough skill to throw the combination and move.
Big right hand and a straight left by Berto. Estrada trying to show that he can come back one more time. 4-punch combination. What a round. And the crowd rises to its feet. And in the dressing room, Jermaine Taylor, clearly in spectacular condition, hits the pads held by the great Emmanuel Stewart as they prepare for what is yet again the biggest fight of Jermaine Taylor's career. When you got the kind of career that Taylor has managed to fashion, you have a lot of biggest fights of your career. Tonight, a match against an unbeaten opponent to try to hold on to his championship and silence his very vocal critics. Both Taylor and Stewart have been assertive in recent weeks, saying Pavlik is overrated, Pavlik isn't in our league, Pavlik is definitely not what people think he is. Fairly unusual for Emmanuel Stewart to be blowing that much smoke. CompuBox numbers in the third round. Berto 46 out of 83. Estrada 43 out of 98. Most of them were power shots. It was one of the best rounds of the year. Harold, how do you have it so far?
It was an incredible round, Jim. 2 rounds to 1. 29-28. Andre Berto. Jim, I'll tell you something. I thought David Estrada stunned him in the first round with a left hook early. Andre Berto fought back well, but Estrada won the first round when he stunned Berto. 2 and 3. I thought that Andre Berto won. He outpunched him. But I got to tell you something. Andre Berto's great when he gets off first. When you put pressure on him and you get off against him, he doesn't punch back. He covers up. And that's when Estrada's effective. 2-1, Berto.
And a mark of urgency. There's the swelling on the outside of Andre Berto's right eye, which is beginning to creep into the orbit and may ultimately affect his vision.
And, you know, where he got that from was a left hook by Estrada. anytime I see Berto dancing around, he has to keep that right hand up because Estrada's one of his best punches is that left hook, and he's looking to land it.
He's a devoted left hooker. And of course, that swelling outside the eye could well come from the punch that both Larry and Harold have referenced, the left hook that Estrada landed in the first minute of round number 1. Would have been impossible, it seems, for the two fighters to come out and fight the 4th round at the same pace at which they fought the 3rd. I don't care how well conditioned you are. That was blistering stuff. Berto's putting up a reasonable facsimile right now.
And doing a very good job, Jim, of going to the body when Estrada covers up. Something you always look for in a young fighter. Like that.
That's one of the things that sets Cotto apart, is his will to invest in body shots throughout the fight. And you've seen many opponents fade in the late rounds against Cotto because he so intelligently applies the body discipline over and over. We'll see if Berto develops that throughout his career.
Now he is backing Estrada up.
This is where the powers come in by Berto, and Estrada's never been in against a guy like Berto. Berto can punch hard, and these are the effects of a hard puncher that can slow down another puncher.
Well, it's interesting. Estrada has been in with Kermit Cintron, and Kermit Cintron, trained by Emmanuel Stewart, is regarded as a right-hand bomber with a big punch. He knocked out Walter Matisse earlier this summer with a spectacular knockout here in Atlantic City. But Estrada said, well, Cintron wasn't the hardest puncher I've faced, not by any means. That was a guy named Randall Velardes, whom I fought in Miami a couple of years ago. He was a much bigger hitter, or Armando Velardes. He was a much bigger hitter than Cintron in my view. That was an odd thing to say.
Don't wait for him to come there. Inside, keep it. All right, he's trying to wait. He's go back and hit some bullshit. Keep your ankle, all right? Breathe. Breathe. There you go. Very good. Touch it. And then move. Don't wait for him to come back. That's the only time you can do something when you're inside laid up on this dude. Yeah, put it right there and don't move it. Keep it tight there. All right? Don't pull that and see what's going on. Nothing.
Let's go, baby.
Estrada's trunks, as well as the jackets of his handlers, are made by a company associated with the great Roberto Duran.
And you saw between rounds, cutman Danny Milano working the end swell on Andre Berto's right eye. So far, they seem to be doing a fairly successful job of keeping the swelling from getting out of control. If there was supposed to be a jabbing contest tonight, and both fighters claimed they would commit to it and use it more, Berto is statistically winning the jabbing contest. But Estrada managed to get Berto into a corner and punish him once again for the carelessness of allowing himself to be backed into the corner.
And Estrada seems to be fighting in spurts because he looked like he took the last round off, but he's coming back strong in this round.
Fifth round of a scheduled 12.
I think he sensed, Lennox, that things were slipping away and he had to come back and make a statement if he was going to stay in this fight, and that's what he's trying right now.
Incidentally, Andre Berto's never been 12 rounds. He did go 10 in his last fight for the first time against Cosme Rivera. Estrada has fought 12-round fights before.
Good combinations by Berto, good body punches.
Andre Berto's skill level is beginning to rise and surface in the fight. Both fighters are finding little moments here and there to get a breather in the fifth. The third round still stands out with such blistering action. A round in which between the two fighters they landed 84 power shots. And most of them very committed, hard punches thrown with conviction. Good left hook to the body again by Andre Berto, starting to mix that punch in more and more, and it's an intelligent thing to do.
Good left
Combination upstairs, and another good left hook following the combination by Berto. Faster hands. Estrada gets in one big left hook.
I'll tell you, that's some gym down in Miami. I don't know how many guys survive every day in that gym where these fighters both train.
Phantom Gym, which is operated by Mike Marciante, a freelance matchmaker in the sport whom we know and most everybody knows. He gets around, knows a lot, one of the most skilled matchmakers there is. There's a big left hook along with a right-handed combination by Berto.
And Berto threw a blistering combination, and it was at some high speed. And as you can see, he's mounting an attack against Estrada, and Estrada definitely felt those punches.
Yeah, Estrada was knocked out in the 10th round by Cintron. That was after a long accumulation of punishment. He looks a little bit weary right now in the 5th as Berto struts to his corner. Kelly Pavlik preparing in his dressing room for what is the biggest show of his life. Pavlik was an underdog against Edison Miranda of Colombia when they fought on May 19 in Memphis, Tennessee. Before the fight, most of the attention focused on Miranda, who was calling out Jermaine Taylor and saying that he was ready to take on the whole middleweight division, even at one point saying, "I'll fight Taylor and Pavlik in the same night." But Pavlik calmly told those who would listen that he would back Miranda up, that he would match him power shot for power shot, that he would wear the Colombian down and knock him out. 7 rounds on schedule. He did exactly what he said he would do. It was an eye-catching spectacle for the Youngstown, Ohio fighter who gets his chance at the title tonight.
And here we see Berto throwing a great right hand, causing Estrada to take a couple steps backwards.
You know, before this fight, Jim, I thought of Berto as a kind of a 1-2 fighter, chasing guys who weren't close to him. I've seen him tonight throw more solid, well-balanced combinations than we've ever seen him before.
And I concur with that. He's been throwing some great combinations. He's obviously been working hard in the gym, and it's evident tonight.
Well, I've never really thought of him as a 1-2 fighter, guys, because to me, he's always had, from the beginning, an excellent uppercut. And there are many young fighters, even celebrated young fighters, who haven't yet mastered the uppercut. Andre Berto has had it since his amateur days.
Well, inside he would throw it. That is true.
Good jab by Estrada there. They've been few and far between for him. Berto seemed a little surprised that Estrada stuck a jab in his face.
And you know, Estrada said he's going to throw a lot of jabs in this fight, but I don't see too many jabs by him. I see more left hooks than jabs.
Well, you know, so many fighters, 24, 25 fights into their career, get a big opportunity and say to themselves, I'm going to do something different. It's much easier to say it and even to work on it in the gym than to actually go into the ring and do it. Right, Lennox?
Yeah. Yes. Estrada just waving himself in. He's pushing his body forward, trying to get Berto against the ropes. What Berto should be doing is taking a step back and then a step to the side. Let him come forward and let him go past him and counterpunch him.
But Berto's defense has begun to leak just a little bit in this round. He got hit by a hard right-hand body shot moments ago, and that followed an eye-catching right upstairs for Estrada. This would be more dangerous for Berto, except that Estrada's punches don't seem to have the same steam and quickness that they had in the first couple of rounds.
And he hasn't gone to the body the way Berto does.
Combination punching again for Berto. Matching lefts and rights. Bouncing on his feet, showing energy.
And Berto has to be careful. Once he's throwing those combinations, he can't stop and relax and put his hands down, because there's always that threat of a left hook by Estrada.
Well, that's how he got nailed in his last fight, and maybe he's learned his lesson.
Berto was a candidate to make the United States Olympic team in the year 2004. He was involved in a controversy at the Olympic trials regarding a charge of roughhousing in his fight. At first disqualified, appealed, momentarily allowed back into the trials. Then ultimately the disqualification was reviewed and upheld. Banish Martirosyan, now an unbeaten young prospect in Southern California, wound up going to the Olympics in that weight class. Berto wound up then going to Haiti because of a technicality in the Haitian Olympic team eligibility rules. He was allowed to represent Haiti in the Olympic Games. Lost a very close decision in his first fight in Athens, but had that Olympic experience.
He wasn't on the Haitian boxing team. He was the Haitian boxing team. The only Haitian to be on that team.
All right, David, look. Don't wait. Don't wait for him to get tired, all right? He's in shape like you. So you gotta keep working that body. Now, don't take two jabs in the right hands. Keep moving that head. I don't want you to see station with the hands up. You understand me? You gotta keep moving that head. As soon as you go down to that body, he drops his right hand. Throw the left hook. All right, man.
Looks good. Breathe.
I'm good.
Breathe. That left is starting to come. I know. But I need you to chop and step around and give me one underneath.
You feel your back on the rope, spin out.
Got you.
Halfway through, once again, Andre Berto's never gone 12 rounds before. Estrada has done it in his career. Harold Letterman, how do you have it so far?
Okay, Jim, 59, 55, 5 rounds to 1, Andre Berto. Jim, I gotta tell you, in every round, David Estrada's competitive in his fight. It's not one-sided, but somehow or another, Andre Berto just does a little bit more to grab the judge's attention. He lands the cleaner shots, the harder shots, the better combinations. Nice ring generalship right there to bring the fight into the middle of the ring. He just does that little bit extra to grab the round. He's won 5 in a row, 5-1, Berto.
And incidentally, earlier I mentioned the swelling outside of Berto's right eye. There's now some swelling outside the left eye of David Estrada. No doubt the result of having been laced by right hands in combination from Andre Berto.
Berto is getting the experience that some nights you can go out there and hit a guy with everything you have, and he's going to still be there. It's a lesson every professional has to learn.
And I asked him about that in question, and he said he's been working on that in the gym, working against heavier guys than him, and really focusing on those type of things.
Well, once again, Estrada has only been knocked out once. That was by Kermit Cintron. And that means that Sugar Shane Mosley went the distance with him, so it would be no shame to go the distance with David Estrada. You'd be doing the same thing that a surefire Hall of Fame fighter accomplished.
Estrada was the first opponent that Mosley fought when he moved back down to welterweight.
Estrada says the single hardest punch he's ever felt was a left hook to the body by Mosley. Mosley's left hook to the body wrecked many opponents in the lightweight division. Berto may get into position to wreck Estrada here if he continues to land with the consistency he's shown in the last minute.
Berto's doing the right thing. He's throwing combinations. He's not standing in one place too long, and he's turning Estrada. He's moving around, not making himself an easy target.
About an hour ago, when the rest of us were just fooling around, Larry Merchant was working, and he talked to Jermaine Taylor.
Jermaine, after fighting 3 different kinds of southpaws, you're finally going in against a so-called conventional fighter. What does that mean to you?
It means a great fight. And, you know, I finally got an opponent that comes to fight and who want to fight. You know, and who's just a conventional fighter. Just, you don't do nothing special. He just comes to fight.
Do you feel then that this is a chance to, so to speak, get your groove back?
Exactly. You know, I feel like on this fight, I plan on going there just having fun like I used to do, going there and taking care of business.
Thank you.
Thank you, Larry.
That's been one of the frequent predictions about this fight. I myself have articulated a few times to various radio outlets and others that if you've written Jermaine Taylor off, and some people have, you might be shocked at how good he'll look against a fighter who will trade with him and give his offense a chance to flow. CompuBox numbers through 7. Berto 215 landed out of 500. Estrada 187 out of 484. Those are very comparable numbers. Harold Letterman made the point. Every round is competitive, but he has Berto winning all but one of them so far.
Estrada does best in the first minute, and Berto has been winning the rounds by doing better in the second and third minutes of the rounds.
Round 8 of a scheduled 12, only the second time that Berto has been forced to this distance. He did go 10 full rounds with Cosme Rivera in his last fight. Be interesting to see if he has to go to the 11th and 12th tonight. Good body shot, sets up a right and a left, and another help left hook upstairs. Estrada finally answers back, and now there's a trickle of blood from the nose of David Estrada as Berto landed 6 punches in succession.
Estrada looks like a beaten man, but he's not fighting like a beaten man.
But it does look like the punches of Berto are affecting Estrada. It's slowing him down and he's giving Berto a lot of respect. And the only thing Estrada knows to do is put his head down and fight.
Well, he's got a bloody nose and a bloody mouth for his efforts.
But tremendous will and heart. David Estrada refusing to quit and refusing to wilt against a guy who is beginning to dish out very vicious punishments.
I thought that a left right to the midsection started this barrage and hurt Estrada, but back he comes.
And Estrada does look hurt.
But there he throws 7 punches in succession to announce with his fists that he's still in the fight. What a show.
Estrada's
what a table setter.
He's leaving himself open for that uppercut by Berto. Oh, that was a great shot by Berto.
Tremendous right hand. Estrada looping his right hand in return. Estrada's beginning to win and loop all of his punches. If Berto shortens up and stays to the inside, he'll get a chance to do terrific damage.
Another terrific round.
And the crowd loves it.
It's all right.
Good, man.
It's all right, Doc. It's all right.
Gabe, how you feeling? All right?
Yeah, good.
Yeah? How's that eye? All right?
Yeah, good.
You see okay?
Yep. David, listen to me. You can't take that shit now, all right? Don't let him fucking hit you like that. You gotta hit him like that yourself. Be first. Be first. Be last.
And here we see Estrada catching Berto with an overhand right against the ropes. But here we see a great uppercut by Berto, followed by a left. This is where Estrada keeps his head down and is susceptible to these uppercuts.
The only thing better than seeing that replay is seeing that the first time.
Power shots in the 8th round. You remember how stunned we were by the 3rd round, in which the two guys combined to land 84 power shots. They landed 94 power shots by CompuBox count in the 8th round. Andre Berto, 51 out of 62. That's stunning accuracy. 82% of his power shots. So Estrada is an open target as his arms wander farther and farther out to the side, and he wings more and more shots. And Lennox, watching all this, I'm reminded of the immortal words of Mike Tyson. Boxing is a hurt business.
It is a hurt business. Especially when you keep your head down. You need to look at your opponent and see the punches coming. If you're waving him with your head down, these punches, such as an uppercut that you get hit by, hurts you a lot more because you don't see it coming, so you can't prepare for it.
Let's go. Let him go, David. Let him go.
Estrada looking around the ring as he pulls Berto forward with his shoulder on Berto's shoulder, and he kind of grinned at us and winked as if to say, isn't this fun? More fun for us, David.
Hey. Yo, come on, man. I don't want to take a point.
Referee David Fields warning Estrada against the bull rush tactic.
Watch the back of the
Not
head,
a
Berto.
football game.
You know, if Estrada feels he has to clinch, it means he's really hurt, because he doesn't really want to clinch.
You know, you see Estrada sometimes looking away and Berto seeming to punch him in the back of the head, but that's not Berto's fault. That's Estrada's fault for turning away.
Estrada with his mouth open, breathing heavily, and it looks as though the blood is pouring inside his mouth as well as in the nose. Berto with another good uppercut, this time with the left hand. Throws it from both sides. Estrada suddenly out of a southpaw stance. Now leans onto Berto's shoulder again.
You know, you've seen Berto hold Estrada and look over to his corner. That shows a good poise and good relaxation, and he's doing the right thing. In those kind of situations, you can look at your corner for advice, and he did that.
Estrada landed a flush left hook. Kind of punch that bothered Berto in the first round. This time Andre walked right through it. An indication that the mustard is gone from David Estrada's punches. When you're winging them and throwing them in a big arc from outside, it doesn't have the same effect. And as I made that comment, Berto looked over here and winked as if to say, you're exactly right. He's not hurting me.
Looks like some of the power has come away from Estrada, and he's not punching with the type of severity as he had in the first couple rounds.
You see that? He's slowing down.
Pull it out. Pull it out. You're almost there, baby.
David, how we doing?
Good.
Yeah, let me take a look at him real quick, guys. How you feeling, all right? You taking a lot of shots?
I'm good, man. I ain't fucking.
Yeah, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready to
Fight?
go.
Okay. All right. It's okay.
Baby, you all right, bro? Yeah, man. All right. Look, take a little dance around, man. You don't have to have it stay in front of him all the time. Take one round off, but dance around, fake, get that, regain that.
This right here. I see you try and go for the little chop. Good. Make sure you're sharp with it. Make sure you're sharp with it. Make sure you're sharp with it.
9 rounds of a scheduled 12 in the books.
Larry Hazard, who is a very proactive commissioner, had everybody in the corner checking Estrada out. I thought that was an excellent thing for him to be doing.
Exactly right. He was marshaling doctors and referee David Fields toward Estrada's corner, standing up between rounds as if to say, keep an eye on this person. Berto has landed 72 of 94 power shots in the last 2 rounds. Harold, how do you have it so far?
Jim, 8 rounds to 1, 89-82. Andre Berto. Jim, I got to tell you something. I saw the same thing that heavyweight champion Lennox Lewis saw, and that is David Estrada is fighting with his head down. I mean, you can't miss it. He's looking at the canvas and winging wide shots and getting hit with vicious shots to the side of the head. I mean, Lennox has called it right there. You just saw it. Lennox has called it a number of times in this fight, and that's what's happening. Andre Berto, 8 rounds to 1.
Why is his head down, Lennox? Is he simply ducking to try to avoid punishment?
Well, you know, this is a style that he's adopted right now. It's not really a good style. Needs to look at your opponent, especially because you don't want to get hit by any punch that you can't see, because that makes it an even harder shot to deal with. And those type of punches can really hurt you or knock you out.
Classic case of the punch you never see coming, at least in your career, would be Oliver McCall's knockout shot in London back in 1993. a punch that you never really saw him launch. Is that correct?
Well, he wound up the same time I wound up, and he landed the first, because he had shorter arms, he landed the first punch, and it was very effective.
A loss later avenged, of course, as was the only other loss of Lennox's career to Hasim Rahman. One of only 2 heavyweight champions in history to have beaten every man with whom he was ever in the ring.
Berto has never gone into these so-called championship rounds, and he seems to be facing himself in a poised way, understanding that he has the upper hand, the lower hand, and every other hand.
And the quicker hand. And you know when Berto gets in the corner, to me it's like he's doing martial arts in there. He's telling Estrada, throw some punches. I got them, I can see him coming, and I'm blocking them, and this is what I'm gonna answer with. And what he answers with is speed combinations and sometimes uppercuts.
Second time into the 10th round for Berto. Unknown territory will be the 11th and 12th, if it goes that far. Estrada tries a footwork change, and it gets him nothing other than 2 more vicious right hands.
What he did was run out of ideas.
Well, we showed you Larry's conversation with Jermaine Taylor. Shortly after that, in the opposing dressing room, a conversation with Kelly Pavlik.
Kelly, up to now, is this the way you imagined this moment?
Yeah, it's caught up, and we're just anxious to get in there. I mean, this has been something for 7 years that I've been waiting for, and I'm excited. I can't wait to get in there and let my hands go.
How do you beat the champion?
My style is, a lot of punches. We're going to do different angles, different head movement, just a lot of different things we have planned for this fight, and we're going to stick to our game plan like we do every fight, and he's going to have to keep up with us.
Thank you, Kelly.
Badly swelling left eye of David Estrada as he comes out for the 11th round. Tremendously courageous, gutty performance for Estrada against the hard-punching Andre Berto. Sharp-punching Berto into the 11th round.
And this just shows what type of shape Berto's in, that he can be in the 10th round and still be throwing fast, quick combinations. If you look at Estrada, he's slowed down quite a bit, but still a dangerous man. Still got that dangerous hook that he wants to land so badly.
Let him go.
Estrada resolutely firing off a 4-punch combination, trying to reestablish himself in the fight. Berto poised, weathers the storm, fires back an uppercut.
This is a fight that suggests
another uppercut. Oh, down with a straight right hand. Lost his balance on the uppercut. The right hand was the coup de grace.
That's it. He can't make it no more. That referee's going to stop that fight. If he doesn't, he's still walking on his heels. The referee should have stopped that fight a long time ago. Berto's just destroying him.
And now here comes the trainer from Estrada's corner racing across the ring to stop the action before David Fields gets a chance to make any more decisions about it. And it's a knockout victory for Andre Berto in the 11th round.
Andre Berto is a much improved fighter, and you can tell by the way he fought this fight. He showed good poise, he showed quickness, he showed determination. He's a thinking fighter in there. He wants to be a champion. He showed it. This is a great fight for him, and he's improved tremendously.
That's a high grade. Larry, what's your evaluation?
Well, earlier you made reference to his father motoring along beside him as he ran and occasionally bumping him when he didn't think he was running hard enough. I think his father now will give him a ride back to Florida if he wants to.
Let's take a look at the knockout, Lennox.
And here you see the knockdown right on the chin.
That came after being softened up for 10 rounds.
And being starched by an uppercut that left Estrada a sitting duck for the straight right hand.
And let me tell you, there was full power behind that.
And now here's the end as referee David Fields allows the action to continue. And standing up in the far corner, Luis Lageman, Estrada's trainer, is coming over the ropes at this moment, racing across the ring to stop the action. As Fields jumps in and throws his arm skyward, Lageman was almost there to grab his fighter.
And here you see it again. David Estrada not looking at all, not seeing where the punches are coming from. Referee saving him right there in the corner. Good stoppage. Should have been stopped a little earlier, but referee was there still.
Here comes Lageman, who saw the danger in which his fighter had been placed at that moment. Let's go to Michael Buffer for the official particulars on the knockout.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we give the official time, a round of applause for the young man who is up and on his feet now from Chicago, Illinois, David Estrada. The time, 1 minute, 17 seconds, round number 11. The winner by TKO victory, still undefeated, Andre Berto.
CompuBox numbers. Berto landing nearly half of his 737 total punches thrown in the fight. David Estrada, such a willing, tough opponent, never gave up, threw almost as many punches as did Berto. His landing rate dropped throughout the fight as his punches wandered wider and made him an easier and easier target for Berto's power shots. All in all, a terrific performance by the young fighter from Winter Haven, Florida. He said he wanted to work on his jab. He said that he wanted to show more poise. He did indeed produce the numerical indicators that the jab was a commitment he had made tonight. If he landed 32% of his jabs, he must have landed about 65% of his power shots, and indeed he did. 244 out of 375. You'll seldom, if ever, see that statistic in an 11-round fight. It means that David Estrada took unbelievable punishment and showed enormous will to make it as far as he made it in the fight.